What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? I apologize for the time mix-up. I live in Arizona. Our time never changes. So when the times do change around the country, I get messed up. I had originally posted this show an hour earlier, and Selena sent me a message saying, "Dude, where are you?" So let me switch us around here. So today, on Behind the Cards, we are talking with Judie from Judie's Healing Light. How you doing, love?
Healing fire. Doing well.
Important. Okay, what is this? Hide panel. Well, nope. For some reason, I have important. Let's give me to a profile. Okay, all right, fine. Now I've seen it. Now exit. There's a thing on my comments, and I'm only seeing one comment at a time, and I couldn't figure out how to get it out.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah. It's a warning that it's not usually there, and I don't have time to deal with it right now. Hey, Quinna. Hi, everybody. Let's see who's joined us so far. I really wish I knew what the heck that was. Well, so we've got, I know, Selena, Essence of the Moon.
Yes. Hi, Selena.
By the way, there is no Thursday night show this week, you guys, for Essence of the Moon. Well, I won't be there. I've got a lot going on right now. So I don't know if Selena's going to be live. Let me know, girl. Krista, what's up? There it is. I'm really having issues with my computer. You know what? Let me do it from my phone. Easy.
Hey, there you go.
So, everybody, if you're new to this show, Behind the Cards is where we talk to people in the spiritual community. Oh, look at that. I was watching Liu Kang. All right. Everybody on the planet has a story, and I'm interested in those stories. Is this it? Nope, that's not it either. Now I can't see comments at all.
Oh, really?
What the heck?
I can see all of them.
I've got a bunch of warning shit up here. What's this button? Nope. Here.
Oh, no.
Here's a better idea. There. Now the comments are on stage. So.
Oh, there you go.
I have had a rough week, you guys. So bear with me. We're here to have fun.
You know, it has been a week, and it's weird. It's like, is it a Mercury thing? I don't know.
I'm hoping that it's a Mercury thing and that it'll pass quickly. Judie's Healing Fire. That's you. That's me. There we are. I'm in chat. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
We've got Old Windwalker, Essence of the Moon. Arizona is weird. Yeah, it is not weird, Selena. Arizona is smart. We don't have to do all that crazy time change stuff.
We should all be like Arizona.
Well, we did switch to a blue state, so that's good.
Yes, I love that for you.
Red Eagle, Quinna, how you doing? Cannot find a name. What a great name that is. I still love that. Witchy best friend, Jess. How you doing? Timmy, Raven Tarot Meditation. Irma, that is Quinna's wife and one of my dear friends.
Aww.
And Krista. Hey, everybody. So,
hello.
Let's pull up the questions. How are you today, Judie? I'm sorry, I don't mean to have a messed up show today, but
it's all good, man. I just kind of roll with it and go with the flow.
You know what? I'm surprising myself. It was a hectic day, and I was sweating right before the show. That's why my shirt's unbuttoned. Sorry, you guys. You're gonna have to live with Bobby boobs. Um,
Better Bobby
and
boobs than Judy boobs.
I was literally sweating my ass off trying to run around and get everything done. My computer that I was using wasn't working, so I switched computers. Um, I think that today is a day for citrine.
Oh, yes. Always a good day for citrine. You just leave it like that. I like that.
Right? No, hat time. Gotta have a hat. I was telling Judy, sometimes you just gotta put on a big hat and show them who you are, right?
I
All right.
like it. It's like a Zorro hat.
El Zorro. You know what Zorro means in Spanish? It's fox. So, yes.
Ooh.
Because
the
we're
smart
clever. That's right.
I like it.
So, for anybody who is new to the show, we are asking Judy questions, and we are asking these questions based on the major arcana of the tarot. Judy, first of all, I know where you live, but what state are you living in?
I live in Oregon. I'm in the burning hellfire of the Portland metro area.
My grandfather lived in Grants Pass.
Okay, that's Southern Oregon.
Okay. I never got to go visit him, but all right. So
Very red down there.
let's just jump right into it. So, Judy, our first question is the Fool. Where would you say your spiritual journey began? How did Judy's healing fire come into the equation?
Those are two different questions.
I know. It's going to be a big answer. Go ahead.
It probably is. Yeah. You know, I don't know. I think I always felt a pull to it my whole life because I always felt like it was really interesting. I remember as a kid thinking, I wish I could do this, like what I do now. I wish I could do that. And I feel like I should be able to, but I don't know how people do that. And I really wish I could do that. And I would read books on it and everything and just like, oh gosh, they can do it. But God, that would be great if that was something I could do. And, that's about as far as it went. And I did, as far as working with crystals goes, that also, my grandparents were rock hounds. And they would take me rock hounding with them. And we would go out and find things. And my grandfather would actually, he was a gemologist. So he would facet jewelry and make jewelry and things like that. We'd go out and find like thunder eggs, which look like big dinosaur rock eggs.
Right.
He had the saw. So we'd saw it and polish it. And you got whatever was inside. Right. And every time I would go over there, he had in his office this big, like, I don't know. I can't remember how many sides to it. It's like octagon or pentagon or whatever side table. It was a case where he would display his different works or different gemstones or things like that. And almost every time it was different. So that's how I started learning about the different crystals, but not from a spiritual perspective, more from a gemologist perspective. And but I started collecting them and had in my room this little fishbowl, and I would always have, collect more and more little crystals. And every once in a while I would take them and I would spread them out on my bedroom floor and I would just run my hands through it. And what I didn't know that I was doing was I was feeling them and how they felt like they were just cool, clean water energy. And I just loved that. And I was actually feeling their energy, but I didn't recognize it as that then.
Right. When did you recognize it?
Empathic, and I always kind of knew what you were thinking, even if you didn't say it to me, or how you were feeling about me or about a situation, even if you didn't say it. But I thought everybody could do that. I didn't realize that wasn't a normal thing.
Right.
And so it was just like, well, anybody can, I literally thought nothing of it until later when I realized that apparently it was a thing. And then I had a neighbor who was very spiritual. She was a witch that lived next door.
Oh, you're so lucky.
I was. I learned a lot from her, actually, and she was kind of the spark to wake a lot of this up, because it's like, oh yeah, you have the answers that I've always wondered about, all these things, and all this stuff. And so she actually taught me quite a bit and started me moving into my open spiritual self. And a lot of details I'll spare everybody with, because it's way too long of a story and nobody probably cares, but a lot went on in my personal life. And I ended up becoming a Reiki master. But with this neighbor, my big aha was she underwent in her entire childhood, starting from infancy, an extraordinary amount of abuse from her parents on every level. And she, as a result, had a lot of internal damage, and she was in a lot of pain all the time. And starting much earlier in life, I started meditating, trying to connect to my angels and all that. Because I'm like, I really want to do that. It's like whole life, I really want to do that. And I started trying to do that, and not much ever really came from it. But she was in a lot of pain. And so I kind of went into my meditative state, and I just asked, I'm like, is there anything I can do to help her? And I got this full download of, this is what you do. This is where you place your hands. This is what you think about. This is how you do. I mean, like, full download. And I came out of that and was like, well, that's cool. So I went over to her, and she was just in a lot of pain that day. And so I said, do you mind if I try something? And she's like, sure, okay. And so I tried it, and I'm like, well, so how do you feel? And she's like, I feel better. And I go, that's weird. And so,
how old were you?
This was in the early 2000s.
That's good.
So I don't know. I'm old. I don't know. But I started in my early 20s trying to meditate and connect to, spirit and all that. I'm like, not much. And I did get one vision thing that happened, and I'm still trying to decipher that one. But yeah, not much had happened up until that point. And then this is when Facebook was still really new, actually. And I remember I had a few Facebook friends, and several of them were of the spiritual community. And there's one in particular that I used to talk to all the time. He was in India. And I was telling him what happened, and he goes, oh, you just did Reiki. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. And he goes, well, I think you should look into it. He goes, because you have something there, because you've never been attuned. So if you have that gift, you might want to look into it. And I'm like, yeah, nobody does that here. I don't know what you're talking about.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah. And he's like, I think you should at least inquire. It's everywhere. And I'm like, I've never heard of it. I don't know what you're talking about. It literally was not a part of my world at all. At all. I was raised in the country. I was raised Catholic. I was, not a part of my world.
Surprise.
Yeah, hello. And so I'm like, well, whatever, I'll look into it. And sure enough, it's freaking everywhere. Just was never in my little bubble. And so then I ended up going through this other kind of enlightenment class. And I realized I started healing on my own. Thank you. I started healing on my own. It was almost like I remembered a whole bunch of stuff. And I don't know how else to explain that. But I started getting up early in the morning, and I had this little ritual of what I would do. And I don't know why I did it or anything. And to this day, it's still what I do. And I would kind of go into this zone, and people that wanted healing, I would send healing to. And I started getting great feedback. Now, I'm still not attuned to Reiki at this point. And so what I found was that I was actually, which is weird, but I was better at distance healing than I was at hands-on healing. And so then I went through this other kind of this class, personal development type class, actually. And they were like, you should probably look into that. So finally I did. And I went to who's now my Reiki master. And she's like, well, that's nice. And she is going to attune me, and she's like, you're backwards. She's like, what you're doing is the advanced stuff, but you need to learn the basic stuff. And I go, okay, I don't know what to tell you.
This is one of the biggest problems I have when I'm teaching witchcraft. Just because you can do something, how to do it, doesn't mean it's safe for you to do right now without
bingo
knowledge.
Boy, did I learn some lessons.
Yeah. What happened? Tell me tell me more.
Well, before I was attuned and before I had any training or knew what I was doing, there was this one person that so this guy asked me, he's like I don't remember who he was to him, like an uncle or whatever, somebody to he's like, he's got a problem with his kidney function. And he goes, is there anything you could do? I'm like, well, I could try, And when I was in my healing zone, I could not quite get to what I needed to get to. And the only way I could get to it, and you're going to cringe like hell when I tell you this, the only way I could get to it was to absorb him into my energy and use me as a sponge. Yeah,
that's
what
advanced.
Not to you.
That's alchemy.
Use me as a sponge, and then he came out, and I was able to get rid of it with him. I was deathly sick for 3 days after that.
If you guys want a visual for what Judie's talking about on
Star Trek
Time series, no, Star Trek, I didn't see that one.
Seriously,
but on the
Star Trek, remember that?
Which one?
There, in the original series, there was these empaths that would help people heal, and they would take on what they were trying to heal, and then but it would like make them really sick. And that's the thing that kept coming to my brain was like, don't do this.
In the Wheel of Time, there's this one guy takes a cursed dagger from a cursed city, and he gets possessed by the evil. Well, one of the women heals him by pulling it out of him, and it crawls all over her, and she gets rid of it on the other side. That's not advisable, you guys.
No, do not do that.
This is why we take steps. Okay, so we don't end up in situations like that. But usually we fall into that trap. It's human.
Well, I didn't know any better. And I knew that I couldn't quite get to it. And the only way I could fully get to it was to absorb into my energy, and then like using me as the sponge to cleanse him, which worked marvelously for him, actually.
Yeah. If you're doing that, if you're pulling it out, you've got to be able to transform it right away. Otherwise, exactly.
Or you end up sick for 3 days, and
exactly.
Right. Yeah. Wow. So I got really ill, and that was probably shouldn't do that.
But at the same time, you're like, learn something about myself. Like, I can do this shit. I just need to figure out how.
Yes. And yeah, so when I asked for feedback from the guy, he's like, oh my gosh, he's doing so much better. He's doing amazing. I'm like, oh, that's great. I was sick for 3 days, but that's cool. Now there's a boundary. And now there was one guy or one person, they said, I think it was for a male, and I can't remember if it was a child or a young adult, but they said he's got cancer. Can you do a healing on him? And I said, well, I'll try. And I went into, my zone and immediately was told, you are not to touch this. And I was like, oh, but he's, I'm sitting there arguing with spirit going, but he's sick and maybe I can help. And it was immediately a slap down. Do not touch this. This is not yours to touch. And so I'm like, okay. I backed off and I replied back to him. I'm like, I'm sorry. They told me that he needs to go through this. I don't know why. This is part of his life path. I'm not to touch this, and I'm sorry.
When that happens, and I've seen it happen before, for me, it's been somebody else is working on them in a certain way. And if I threw my energy into the mix, it could all go kablooey. So I get what you're saying. It's not always advisable to do this kind of work on somebody.
This was more, he was supposed to go through it. This was part of his life path.
Worse. Right.
And for whatever reason, it was part of his life.
This struggle could make the man he's going to be in the future, who will go on to help other people. So,
yeah, I get the feeling he was going to cross, and he was supposed to.
I was hoping you weren't going to say that. I was really hoping you weren't going to say that.
Yeah, and it was like I wasn't to interfere. This was not my timeline to play with. I was not to interfere with this. So. Yeah,
I was seriously like throwing out hope. Please don't say it. Please don't say it.
Yeah, but I have another one though.
Okay, bring it on.
There was I call her a girl because I grew up with her, but she's a woman. We're both quite old now. So a woman I grew up with, her daughter was born with a hole in her heart, which is not uncommon. It's quite common, actually, but usually that heals in a short amount of time. In this case, it didn't, and she was having a lot of complications. So during this time when I was doing these healings, I said, well, do you want me to try to do a healing on her? And she's like, well, sure. They lived on the other side of the state now. And she's like, we're coming into Portland where I live. And we're going to go to there's a special hospital that does all these things. And she's going to have her heart surgery. And I said, okay, so she's like, we're going to be there tomorrow. And all right, great. So I got up in the morning and I did a healing on her and really focused on trying to heal her heart specifically. And, they did their prep and everything. And then they went in to do the surgery and they stopped. And they apparently came out and they said, well, I guess you can go home now. And she's like, I don't understand. And she goes, the doctor goes, there's nothing to have surgery on. Hole's closed. She's fine.
Love it.
And I don't know if it was me or not. I mean, it could have been just closed, honestly. I mean, I don't know. But
take the win.
I checked in with her a couple days later and I go, well, I did a healing on her. How's she doing? And she's like, they sent us home because apparently she's fine now. And I'm like, oh, cool. That's great. So, who knows?
So something I want to throw out here for everybody who is thinking about getting into energy healing, energy work. And Joey, who is getting her doctorate in this field, will tell you the same thing. You don't ever try healing on somebody without their consent.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
It is not done. It's
well, I mean, it can be done, but I don't advise it.
Oh, it can be done. Yeah, it's a no. It's
just like you don't absorb anybody into you either.
Right. You don't walk up to somebody and throw a thermometer in their mouth,
oh my God,
or put your hand on their forehead to take their temperature. It's just not done. I do want to say hi to Bridget and Jonathan have joined us. And
hi, Bridget and Jonathan.
Jamie is here also. Just like you don't do a reading without someone's consent.
Mm-hmm, right. Or anything in the energy world.
Anything in the energy world, correct. No spell work, anything like that. So, hey, Roman, When you had a good handle on what was happening, my dear. Hey, Cheryl, nice to meet you. When you did have a handle on it, was it difficult telling everybody around you?
I still don't know everybody around me.
Really?
It's kind of like a need to know basis.
Exactly.
I don't. If they're not going to be receptive to it, there's no point.
Exactly.
So why do I need to tell them? They already know I've got red hair. They already know once they enter into a conversation with me that I'm a pain in the ass. They don't need they know everything they need to know. And no, because it's usually I've always been in, so it's also very curious when people find out what I do, because for work, I've done things which are not in this community at all. I've done insurance work. I've always been in sales. I've done, I work in luxury jewelry right now. I work, I do things that, like, the clientele, when they figure it out, they're either really intrigued, but usually they're like, huh, that's cool.
Since we're talking about healing, I'm going to stop everything right now and throw this out. One of our tribe is in the hospital. Madam Maru's House of Cards is in the hospital, and I can't get a hold of her. Roman can't get a hold of her. So if you guys do talk to her, have her or somebody fill us in on what's going on, because Ramon, Selena, me, we've all got spell work going for Maru in the general healing sense. I just said we don't do spells on people, but in a situation like this, we're just throwing healing energy in that direction for her.
Here's what I do, and you can take it or leave it, but I go through their higher self and their spirit guides and their angels,
right?
And I say, if I'm sending healing, if it is to their highest and greatest good, and if it would be accepted, then please, pass it forward. If it's not, please send it to somebody else who would like to receive it.
I'm working under the assumption that because Maru's a good friend, and I don't think she'd be offended by it. We're going ahead. Right. We're going ahead. We're moving forward.
Doing it anyway, sister.
Exactly.
Roman said Gerald spoke with her, said Fabled Witch.
Oh, good. I'll send Gerald a text and see what's up. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you. I feel better. I've seriously been worried about her. That's part of what's been messing me up.
Is it stuff going on up here? Don't know. Okay.
Don't know.
Okay.
That's why
I'm probably we don't want to discuss that here anyway, so that's fine.
Right. Don't know. Maybe she got sent up the river on a morals charge. I don't know. We'll find out. So the High Priestess is our next card. That question is not for you. That was for Eric Maza.
I'm like, I don't do Lenormand, but okay.
Right. You've read tarot with me on Sherry Voices from the Swamp. I've seen you read tarot on your channel. How did tarot enter into your life?
I have no idea.
I just woke up and there it was. You know what?
Almost, honestly. It was, it's kind of how everything's come to me anymore. So when, along that same journey, I got attuned to Reiki, and then when it came to getting attuned to Reiki Master, my Reiki Master's like, well, finally we're catching up to where you are. So, and anyway, so we did that, and I ended up starting my own practice, and I got an office, which was the way that I wanted to do it. I got a 2-room office, and it worked marvelously, because people would come in and then they would leave, and And then they'd end up having to come back again. I'm like, why? If I don't teach people how to manage their energy, then I might clear them out, but they're just going to walk out the door and screw themselves up again anyway. So, so I kind of developed this consultation practice, and then I had a healing room, which was an extremely sacred, sealed off healing room that no other energy could get in or out. I mean, it was very sealed.
Right.
And so we would have our discussions, and I would teach people how to manage their energy and stay centered and grounded and really get clear on what was it they were trying to clear out, what were they, working towards, and we'd go in and do the healing. Before people would come in, I started working with my crystals and reading my crystals like I would read tarot. And I don't really know other people who do exactly what I do, and I don't know why I know how to do it. Or again, I think it's something I remembered from a long, long time ago. But I started tapping into their energy before they'd come in, and then I would tap into the crystal energy, and then I would start laying out a crystal grid, and it would pretty much tell me what was going on in their life. And it was always right. And so, and I just did that for me. And I didn't really do it for them. But then I kind of added a little bit of tarot. I bought a deck. I never knew how to read it. I didn't know what I was doing. I bought a deck and started like just throwing a couple of cards and doing things. And it was cool because it always seemed pretty accurate. And I would kind of use that in part of our pre-discussion before going into the healing. And then honestly, I really never did much with it. And I took a break from healing for a while because I got really frustrated with the spiritual community. F45's first term and COVID. And I saw how many of them supported him and were anti-mask and anti-vax and all of that. And I could not wrap my brain around that. I'm like, how can you know? Like, as soon as he got elected, I knew this was bad. This was bad. This was really bad. How could you support him as a supposed intuitive? And how could you like not want to take care of other people? Like, I could not wrap my mind around the Trumpers that call themselves spiritualists. And I honestly, like, I don't know what to do with that. And my brain just kind of broke. And I just like, I don't know what to do with it. And I had to sit back. Like, I'm just going to sit back and watch where this goes for a while. I want to see where the chips lie. And I knew I was going to get back into it at some point, but I didn't know when. And I went through a divorce. And when I went through a divorce, I was forced to give up my practice. And all that was kind of like around, similar time frames, within a couple of years. And so I'm like, okay, I need to step back. And so I did. And I would do Reiki on people that I knew really well in my house, but I didn't want strangers in my house. And especially for what I did, because I did exorcisms and the whole shebang. So I didn't want that in my house. And it was last year that my guide started knocking on my head going, okay, it's time. Let's go. Let's do this. And I'm like, what? And they wanted me to do the YouTube thing. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. That can't. No, like, really? Yeah. I don't know. I am the least picky person on the planet. This is not a face people really want to see. This is definitely not a voice people want to hear. Like, I don't even want to hear my voice. It's not,
I think you're perfect.
Oh. And
you've got a great voice. Oh, this
yeah,
is awesome.
Well, I was arguing with them for months. And so then it was like they kept bugging me. And I thought, well, I don't even know what to do a YouTube channel on. This is stupid. I don't have any idea. And so I would ask a couple of friends. I'm like, well, would you want to do one on such and such? And they're like, no. So I'm like, okay. And they kept bugging me. And so then it was like, I don't, it just literally all of a sudden happened one day. And they kept bugging me. They're like, you have to get on now. You have to get on now. And it was especially after he won the second, or won, awarded, was given, whatever, however you want to phrase that, this second term. They're like, they were relentless. You have to get on now. And I'm like, I literally, this is the last thing I wanted to do. And so I just, like, finally they bugged me and I was like, fine. And I just started one day. Like, no, and I'm like, I guess I'll do tarot. And so that like, there was no prep, there was no planning. I still have no idea what I'm doing, and it's been almost a year.
Yeah, I was encouraged to start my channel by a friend, and they even supplied me with my first interview. I mean, they helped me out a lot, and it was a journey. It still is. I'm growing.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it exciting?
Now I love it. And I would love nothing more than to be able to do it full time. That's not something I can afford to do at the moment, but it's fantastic. And finding the community like you and all the other, readers in our community has been absolutely amazing. And the people, and so now it's like, it's honestly like one of my greatest joys right now.
I wish I could do YouTube full time, but
I do too.
My health, my sick husband, 5 dogs, 2 cats, my clients.
Mm-hmm.
It is overwhelming. I want to let everybody know I'm doing good. I wasn't doing well recently. I'm starting to get better. I'm working on my boundaries. I'm going in the right direction.
Isn't that a bitch? Boundaries?
Yeah. I honestly feel like I'm giving birth on the run. Okay. I'm trying to become something. Yeah. Yeah, so there's that. But I agree. The world needs healing energy right now, Judie. So keep going. So the Empress is our next card. In what ways do you nurture your spiritual self and your physical self? Are you into pedicures? Do you meditate? What's the routine?
I run away. Honestly, so after oh gosh, how far do I back up into this? I'm not my forte, or it hasn't been. It's starting to be now. I'm great at taking care of everybody else, not as great at taking care of me. I started hiking when, so I was married to somebody who, they didn't want to celebrate any Christmas or birthday or anything, and would tell me that I was being selfish if I wanted to do anything. And so one year I decided, well, I'm not, I grew up, my family would celebrate my birthday and things like that. So I decided, well, then I'm going to go out and go on a hike. That's how I will celebrate my birthday. And the year that I did that, I remember I went out and it was raining, and my mom was asking me, she's like, what are you going to do for your birthday? And usually it was nothing because I wasn't really allowed to. And so I said, I'm going to go on a hike. And she's like, well, you're not going to go by yourself. I said, well, yes, I sure am, because who else am I going to go with? And so anyway, I just went out and I went hiking in the rain in the forest, and it was glorious. It was the most amazing hike. It was amazing because the rain was like, it was washing away all the toxicity, all the crap, all the everything. And then when I finally officially escaped that marriage after 22 years, I'm a slow learner. Then I started hiking, like really hiking and camping by myself. And that's what I do. I go on road trips, or I will go on, very often I either go to the beach or I go into the mountains, and I go hiking and camping by myself. And every time I do it, everybody tells me all the different ways I'm going to die.
I was going to say, die.
Yeah. They tell me I've heard all the ways I'm going to die. The one I usually respond to them is, oh no, it'll probably be I see a mountain lion and go, here, kitty, kitty.
Selena wants to know, is your birthday coming up?
Yes.
Yes, it is, Selena. Glad I could help.
I am an Aries.
Yeah, Mama, that makes sense
Yeah.
with the healing fire.
Yes.
That's why I think you're so awesome.
Yeah.
I'm a Leo.
Oh, there you go. My mama's a Leo. There you go.
My mama's a Leo. All right.
Leo.
So
that's how I heal. Is I do camping and hiking, or I go to the beach, or sometimes margaritas with my bestie. But those are usually my healing practices. I'm not a big meditator. I try once in a while, but it's just not my jam. I know I'm supposed to, but
I know it is hard for me to meditate.
I fall asleep.
I go all over my brain. The only time I can truly meditate and put myself in a certain state is when I'm getting a tattoo. If I'm getting a tattoo, I don't feel a tattoo. I'm going in.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, it's really cool. When I got this one on my arm done, he woke me up. He's like, "You're okay. We're done."
Wow.
Yeah. Awesome. Wow. I love it. And I'm sure everybody who's gotten a tattoo can tell you the same thing. At least for me, it was. So
I don't have any tattoos. I'm a blank slate. I have so many. I'm a redhead, so I got freckles and moles and things all over my body. I'm like, I have enough of nature's tattoos. I'm good.
We were talking about how you took to this automatically, like you knew it in your soul, like you remembered it. There's a lot of people who suggest, and I say the word suggest in a mocking tone, that things have to be done in a certain way. Do you find that spiritual life requires strict rules, or is it inherently fluid and individualized?
I think the nature of spirituality itself is you do you, boo.
That's it. Exactly. I don't read cards the way Joey reads cards, the way Selena reads cards, the way you read cards. We're all different. Our gifts manifest in our own ways to suit our lives. So if you out there watching this are dealing with somebody in your life trying to tell you, no, you're doing that wrong, you should be doing it like this, and you're right, trust your own intuition. Okay.
I always say rules are for religion. Religion is man-made. Spirituality is led by spirit. So you do you, boo. If you don't want rules, don't have rules. I have things that I do as a part of my ritual, or things that feel right when I'm getting into the healing zone or the reading zone or whatever. But those are things that, like I said, I think I remembered from whatever I used to do, whatever lifetime ago that was. But I also have a very eclectic healing practice that has a touch of very old pagan. It has a touch of Native American. It has Reiki in it. It has, I don't even know what else in it. It's got so many different modalities blended together that it's literally my own healing practice. That I call it Reiki because I'm attuned to Reiki, but there's a lot more to it.
Well, here's the thing. I teach all of my clients, whether they're tarot or witchcraft, start with Reiki, learn your chakras, and then, first learn shielding, then learn your chakras.
Don't absorb.
Right. You need to learn how to shield, and you need to learn how to work with energy. Until you get that shit down, stay away from trying to cast your spells. All right. And just for throwing this out, don't use your blood in spells unless you know what you're doing, people. That can go really wonky if you're not careful. Clip that. Hey, Miss Tarot D is here.
Thank you, Terry. Terry gifted memberships. Thank you.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Very nice.
Speaking of memberships, we're doing the Fool's Journey on my members channel through the major and the minor arcanas, and it's with the astrological twist. So check
Nice. Love
check
it.
those out, peeps.
Yes.
Yes, mwah. Kisses to you. Mr. OD. Okay, they're still talking about Maru. Everybody's worried about Maruta. She is the sweetest, most wonderful person, and the thought that she's not doing well really bothers me.
I'm sorry.
So our next question deals with the Hierophant. Do you follow any particular path of religion? We were talking about Reiki.
No. Again, it's I was raised Catholic, so I'm a recovering Catholic. There are elements to that, which what's interesting is through all of that and through my attunements and in my healings and whatnot, Mary shows up with and heals with me quite a bit. And my Reiki master even saw her during my final attunement. During my, you go through this ceremony thing at the end. And my Reiki master even saw her there with me, which is interesting. And I'll call her in sometimes for healing. And then somebody, Liz, picked up her energy on me because she sees colors and feels energy. And she picked up her energy on me after I had done a healing before going on live with her, and she picked her up behind me. So it's really interesting. So I still, there are a variety of cast of characters that I work with. A lot of times in my healing sessions, people would see a lot of that I was surrounded by a lot of people. And I always maintain that it's not me doing the healing. I'm just channeling the energy. So I'm just a conduit. That's all I am. And it's the beings that I call in to be present and that want to help and that are here to help. That's the energy that's healing. I'm just the conduit that helps it happen. So I'm the person the humans can wrap their mind around, to ask for the healing, and I just help facilitate it. That's all I do. So.
I'm going to get rid of this stream because I think it's what's interfering with my being able to see this. No, can't remove it. Oh, well. So our next question is the Lovers. Hold on, let me pull up my banner. Here we are. The Lovers card. How have your romantic relationships been shaped by your spirituality? Not everybody can be in a relationship with a spiritual person. Has it been good, bad? A little bit
well.
When they start off with well.
So started the healing journey when I was still married. Started my healing practice when I was still married. He didn't really understand it, and I'm not even gonna. That's a whole complex thing. But anyway, that's
what was the next question?
That's a thing. But then I was in the relationships I've been in post that. Nobody gets it, and I've never dated another spiritual person. I would love to someday because it's like, I would love for somebody to understand what in the hell I'm talking about, and it's just, there's not enough of us because religion is still so prevalent. Right. So, so no, it's always been interesting. And I think that's part of why all of a sudden now I'm okay to move forward, because quite literally there's, I'm it, I was in another long-term relationship, and it would not have worked with that person. That absolutely would not have worked with that person. And it's okay, because I came home from work one day and they were gone. So
I've had that happen.
Yeah, that solved
Best
that
thing that
problem.
ever happened to me.
Honestly, yes. Like
We've
seriously.
got more
Um,
fire just joined us. Lulu, the Quiet
Yay, Lou the
Flame
Quiet
is
Flame.
here.
Hey, yeah. So yeah, I don't know that it's influenced me in such that maybe I couldn't embrace or didn't feel like I could embrace it as fully as I would have without them. And now that there's nobody there, I'm able to completely just like let it fly, and that's been fantastic. So yeah, I don't know what life is like having a partner that is also in the spiritual realm, or understands the spiritual realm.
I've never had good luck with people in relationships in the spiritual realm because we fall
Mm.
back to what we were saying earlier. Somebody trying to tell me that I'm doing it the wrong way, having an
Yeah, that wouldn't
opinion
work
in
with
my.
me.
So I don't like being told how to do my. Don't tell me how to stir my cauldron, people. Um,
Yeah, you're a Leo. I'm an Aries. Like, just let us do what we want to do, boo.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Um, so my question is for the chariot.
Mm.
Let me preface this by saying movement and growth, we need to balance ourselves. I've been seriously going through some issues that I'm trying to balance in order to move forward. How do you balance your light and dark impulses to stay on track? It's not easy being positive all the time. And I don't want anybody watching us to think we are positive all the time. It just doesn't work that way.
Well, anybody who's been watching my channel for any length of time knows that I go on my rants and I have my meltdowns. And this last Sunday, I was at empath overload with everything going on in the world, and I couldn't. It was rough, man, because what I saw at work, uh, and what we're not supposed to talk politics, and yet you can't help it where I work because I literally I'm in a store that is all glass, and we are right smack in the middle of downtown, and there are a lot of Trumpers that come out pro-Trump, pro-war, and there's people that of course come out that are not for the war, and I saw this probably almost 300-pound man like hit and attack this woman with a no war sign and like went up over her, and that triggered the hell out of me
Yeah.
because my previous relationships have not been good. That's been a part of it. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, what are we doing to each other? Like, what are we doing to each other? And over what? Over a pedophile that has control issues? Are you kidding me?
Well, that's
Like,
the
what are
whole
we
thing.
doing?
That's exactly why they're doing this, because if we're in conflict, you can't be taken out of office. I don't want to turn this political, you
Right,
guys, but
right.
Judy's right. It can't be avoided all the time.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, I kind of melted down on Sunday. And there have been other times too, or I'll be doing a reading for somebody and my empath shield opens up too much and I start feeling what they're feeling and I'll melt down. It happens. I told people when they were in my Reiki studio for a healing, like, I may cry, I may laugh, I may do all these things. Don't worry about me because like that's just I'm filtering through the emotions that are going through you or that I'm connecting with you or that I'm hoping to release in you. And don't worry about it. Like just you do you, let me do me, let me heal you. And that's just part of it. Like if you're an empath and you're an intuitive, it's gonna
mhm.
happen.
Yeah,
And we're human, like it or not.
I try not to be, but I am human. It's
I
true.
know. I'm not impressed. I don't like humanity, but
uh,
here
uh,
we are.
yeah, we've had our chance. We better get our shit together soon. So
Mm,
we are on to our next card, which is the Strength card. Where
Mm.
do you find your inner strength? What do you think about to stabilize yourself?
Inner strength or stability? Those are two different
Either.
questions.
Ooh, ooh,
I'm
ooh.
not sure how stable I
Good
am.
point. I never really thought about that, but you are correct. All right.
Redhead
Inner
Celtic
strength.
Aries.
Love it.
Yeah. Grew up with two older brothers who used to beat the hell out of me, and in the country, farm girl. I mean, I don't think I could help it, honestly.
Badass you. Um, so what grounds you? Since you
Camping and
brought that up,
hiking.
camping and hiking, you like being outdoors. So nature.
Nature.
What is your rising sign?
I just learned, actually. Sabrina was telling me. I didn't know
Yeah,
previously.
figure.
Um, apparently it's Libra,
Okay.
and which is curious because that's my best friend is Libra, and she literally balances me out. Like we'll go out, we be times that one or the other of us will be like, okay, we need a margarita night, let's go. And yeah, that's and just being with my best friend also, because she's very even keel, and she is truly a Libra, and she balances my ass out. But yeah, no, being in nature and escaping humanity, honestly, I have to get away because I'm around people literally all day long. And then I'll come home from working a full shift of being in front of humanity all day long, and then be doing YouTube. And even if it's a short video, it still takes a few hours on the back end, right? So I'm working two jobs, getting paid for one. And, eventually I need to escape. And so I have to get away from people. And that's my, I do. I mean, that's my decompress. I've got to escape. In fact, next week for my birthday weekend, I'm going to the beach by myself with my dog and taking 3 days and decompressing because I have to.
I haven't even written. I've got a ritual coming up that I may have to put off another month because I haven't had time to write the rituals. It's just I've been too busy, and at the same time I'm having to deal with hurt feelings from people
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not able to accommodate them.
Mm.
So unfortunately, I've got shit going on. I don't mean to be mean, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I gotta chill. All right. Um,
I
Libra's
don't
ruled by
care
Venus,
much
by
about
the
that
way.
anymore. I used to. I don't anymore. Like I've gotten to the point to where so just like spells, right? All spells are words, and all words are a collection of letters, and all letters are a collection of shapes, right? They have zero meaning until you put your meaning into it, right? So it's why you write spells. That's what spelling means. It has spell in it, right? But it's the collection of shapes and the energy you put into it, and then the energy from your mind intention into a word. If I say the word flower, every single person is going to have a different flower that they conjure up in their mind. That's the energy they're putting into that word, which literally means nothing until you put energy into it. So I can't control how you choose to put energy into my words or my thoughts or deeds. I can only control me. Whatever you choose to do, I have no control over that. If you're choosing to have hurt feelings, entirely up to you. That is not my intention. So and I've just learned to live with that and let people own their own shit.
As we say in my family, comer caca, which means eat shit. So, um, Next, we have the hermit, but you've already answered this one, so we're going to skip it.
Mhm.
This was, how do you spend your alone time?
Away
I
from
keep
people.
in nature, away from people, alone. I love it.
I
Uh,
love having my own house. I will just say that. I love it. This is
yeah,
my
I just
sanctuary.
bought my house 5 years ago. I
Mhm,
was renting before that, renting my houses, and my husband and I decided this time we were going to buy a
mhm.
house. And my dad had left me some money when he passed, so
Oh, that's
house.
nice.
Um,
Good,
and
good.
when we bought this house, I made sure it had a room for my craft, my studio,
Mhm.
my artwork, my room. Nothing.
Nice.
And it still bothers me when my husband comes in here sometimes. I've got an altar here, and he did this in my bedroom. I've got another altar. He did this morning. Um, he's got COVID, so I'm like this with
Ooh.
him, and
Oh, no.
he came
Yeah.
in, and I'm covering up like that. He puts his phone down on my altar to look at something, and I'm like, you know, and he does that, and it doesn't click that this is sacred to me, you know. But
Right. You just put COVID all over my altar.
right, okay, great. So there's that. Um, but yeah,
Wow.
alone time is awesome. We love alone time. So, um,
Mhm.
an interesting tidbit before we move on to the Wheel of Fortune. Um, After I do the Fool's Journeys and the court cards, I want to do a series. I hope I can on the alphabet, the Hebrew alphabet, because how you draw the
Mhm.
letters actually does mean something. The letters
Right.
on the alphabet, but that's a spiritual. It was designed that way. That's
Right.
that alphabet. Our alphabet, not so much.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, that would be a great series.
So we have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, can you share a significant turning point in your spiritual journey, whether it's good
I
or
think
bad?
when I got that download was probably the biggest one because that's what really like propelled me forward into um, embracing my healer side and my intuitive growth and all of that. But I do remember God, what was her name? I remember watching like Oprah Winfrey and who was it? Who was the big psychic of the time? I can't remember.
Jane
Sylvia Brown.
Dixon or Sylvia
Sylvia
Brown?
Brown. And I remember she had Sylvia Brown on her show, and she was the one that said, if you want to connect with your guides and angels, then like, and she gave this step by step process of what to do. And that's what I started trying to do. I would get up every morning and go through this whole process trying to connect with them. And I was in my early 20s then. And, like I said, I had one vision thing and that was about it. But I was trying. And then I started reading, like, I loved, oh God, what's his name? I'm such a, oh God, I'm drawing a blank. Guy crossing over, John Edwards.
Oh, John Edwards. Yeah,
I
he's
love to
pretty
watch
good.
him, and I
Whatever
read his
happened to him?
book, and I started watching a lot of like ghost shows and ghost hunters, and like, oh, I want to do that. That's great, like all this stuff. I was always so attracted to all of this stuff. But it wasn't until I had that download that it was like, hey, you can do something with this, and then that's what kind of propelled me forward. So it wasn't for lack of trying
Ironically,
earlier. I just the door hadn't opened, basically.
Ironically, I've spent my whole life trying not to talk to spirits, not paying attention. I don't see you. You're not there. Blah 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 da da da. But several years ago, I was like, you know what? Let's just get this out of the way. Let's work together. Let's.
Just do this.
You're obviously not going anywhere. We need to set some ground rules.
Mhm,
We need to have a relationship. So I started getting to know my ancestors on a different level,
mhm,
getting to know the family that I knew on this earth and family I've never met before. Um,
mhm.
and it's very interesting. Since I've started working with my ancestors, life has just benefit.
Isn't it amazing? Like once you just fully embrace it, it's like, oh, okay. It didn't need to be that hard.
That's right, Bobby. Each letter of the alphabet has many meanings. It's true. The way they draw it, I can't wait to do that series. I am not a master of Kabbalah, you guys. Let's just get that out of the way now. I use the alphabet, so this series is actually going to help me learn it better. So awesome.
That's great.
And
I will say, as a side note, I am. So I was, like I mentioned, I was raised in a very conservative Catholic family in the country, you know, whole thing. And yet I'm like the lone liberal of the family, basically.
Really?
But I was adopted also. And my birth parents were hippies. And I'm like, and when I found that out was in my early 20s, and I actually did a search and found them. And I used to help other people search. I was vice president of a group. This is before computers. And we literally had to be private investigators to go find the bit and put clues together. This is before DNA, before ancestry, before computers, all of that. Literally, it was detective work. And when I found that out, I'm like, oh my God, that makes so much that makes so much sense.
Back when we had to have a paper with words drawn on it to get a map to somebody's house.
Oh, yes. I remember when MapQuest came out. It was great.
Printing them out. Yeah, I was like, this is awesome.
This is the best. Yes.
We are living in the future. What was I going to say? I totally lost it. Oh, well.
But I'm descended from hippies, so it explains a lot.
It's in your blood. I
literally,
believe that certain bloodlines are meant to do certain things. We are meant to help. Certain other bloodlines are meant to be the challengers, the problem people. Mega.
Yep. Chaos
There's
agents.
always two sides to everything. Yes, order and chaos. There's always two sides to everything. And sometimes you don't know which one's which. That's why we need to trust ourselves. And I'm going to throw this out again. What you made me think about Matt Oren and his book, The Psychic Witch. In that book, he talks about having this natural ability to know things innately. So if you guys want a really good read and even a better listen, get The Psychic Witch by Matt Oren. That's really one of my favorite books right now. So we've got the Justice card next, which is Libra energy. This is balance. The Justice card is one of the cards that asks us if our lives are truly in balance. If you could go back and change one thing in your life, what would you change?
Well, first of all, like from planning my life before I come down here concept, it would. I think if I had somebody in my life that would have explained to me that my affinity for crystals and the fact that I knew what people were thinking or feeling ahead of time, like that was actually a thing, I probably would have been able to grow a little faster, you know, because I had to figure out that was a thing. I didn't know it was a thing. I thought I was just, you know, everybody could do this. In terms of choices I've made in my life, if I take myself, I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, right? But if I put myself back into the same situation I was with the same amount of knowledge, I probably wouldn't change anything. Hindsight, there's a whole lot I would change, right? I wouldn't have gotten married, for example. But, you know, whatever. That's
some lessons, what you said about the kid, some lessons we just have to learn and we have to go through.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. People have been trying to instill a filter in me my entire life, and I struggle with that. And I've finally given up and just decided, like, this is who I am. And I just tell people now, I don't have a filter. If you don't want the answer, do not ask me the question, because I cannot filter myself.
It's true. I mean, you guys see me online, and I've got a foul mouth. I say a lot of things,
That's
but
me.
even though I'm saying it with foul language, I'm giving positive words.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to go down
Yeah.
there. It's another different thing.
But I have the thing I realized about myself, though, going back to the justice card, the thing I realized about myself not long ago, actually probably about last year, was because I was thinking about that. Like, why do I, like, there's some things that absolutely trigger the hell out of me. And I really sat down and thought about what are those things that trigger me. And every time it came down to the same theme, and that was injustice.
Yeah.
Injustice triggers the shit out of me. And I will like it. Just, I cannot stand injustice or imbalance. And even when, like, this latest manager that I have, he did a meeting with all of us privately, and he's like, what do I need to know about you? And I said, the thing you need to know about me is whatever rules you have, it better be fair across the board, and you better have the same consequences for everyone, and you better have the same rules for everyone, because that's when I lose my shit. And he knows I have a foul mouth too. I like that. That's when I lose my shit, is when there is injustice. And it was about a month ago, something happened at work that I thought was bullshit. And I went into his office, and apparently everybody could hear. And I haven't said so many F bombs and BS bombs, and like, this is absolute bullshit, and this is effed up, and like, this is why it's not fair. This is what has changed and is not cool. And I mean, I laid it out. And he just looked at me, because he knows me. So he just looked at me, and he's like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. I go, so in other words, it doesn't matter, and you don't give a shit. And right. I just laid it out. And then a coworker's like, yeah, I was having my lunch, and I heard all that going on, and whatever I was listening to, I don't remember. I just sat back and listened to the show and thought, we'll see if she's still here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then it was about last week, and another situation like that came up, and I'm like, so what should happen here? And he's like, well, A should happen. I go, so A should happen, but not B. And he's like, yes. I go, that's why I lost my shit last time, because you chose B. And he's like, oh, I didn't understand it that way. I go, why do you think I lost my shit?
No, all people see in that time is that you're being hysterical. I hate that when I'm standing up for myself and somebody says, calm down, you're getting too upset. No, bitch, I'm getting just the right amount of upset. Fuck you.
Yeah. Well, and then Sunday, when I saw that man hit that woman and like tower over her and all of that, I'm like, it was the injustice thing. Whenever there's injustice, I lose my shit. And now it makes sense that I have a Libra rising. Now I'm like, oh, well, that makes total sense now.
Well, it's funny that Libra is ruled by Venus, so harmony is at the core of balance for you. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I like things to be harmonious. I want everybody to be chill. Smoke a joint, chill out.
Right? The problem is it taps into my Aries fire. And like, you're going to be injustice, then Aries fire is going to wake up, and nobody wants that.
Well, Aries is represented by the Emperor in the major arcana, and that's structure, authority, but it's also consequences. You fuck with me, you're going to get fucked at. I like that. Keep the rules the same for everybody. Hinda says, me too, Judy. Injustice makes me swear like a trooper.
Oh, yeah.
And hi, Jackie. How you doing, love? All right, so change is the only constant in life.
And
How do you
taxes,
approach change? Yeah.
unless you're a
How do
billionaire.
you approach this? Taking advantage of everybody else. Exactly. How do you approach change in your life? I go into it kicking and screaming. I really do. I need convincing to change my life.
Um, I've had so much of it, and I've started over in my life so many times from nothing, and am currently doing it again. And that it's I've learned to roll with it, and I realize, in fact, it's interesting because I was thinking today that I've gotten so good at knowing that I'll handle whatever I need to handle, and I will survive, and I will be okay. I may not like it, and it may not be fun, and it may be a struggle and a half, but I know that ultimately I can do it, and I will do it. But it was interesting because that's become normal. And so I started thinking today, because I had a really curious dream last week that I'm not going to go into here. I went into it on my show a bit, but
Hey.
very detailed. And it was really about, I'm always willing to be the sacrificial lamb for everybody else, but not necessarily myself. And also, I've gotten so used to that energy that might be me going, oh, well, this is normal energy, and continuing to bring it into my life because I'm so used to that energy that I know how to handle it. And it's like, okay, great. I just lost everything again, you know? And
Right.
so I'm currently working on shifting my energy to things don't always need to be hard. They can be easy. And I can thrive in easy energy even better than I can thrive in hard energy. It doesn't always need to be hard. So yeah, that's one thing I'm regrettably very good at. If I have to change, I can roll with it.
Yeah, it's frustrating, but I can do it. Sometimes when change comes along, I used to feel like I was in a box and I couldn't get out, and I didn't have any choices. But now I realize I'm not in a box; I'm in an escape room. So
Oh,
the
I'm
way
really
out
bad
is
at
there.
those.
I know, me too. I just have to understand what I'm working with and restructure it. Right, that has
Mhm.
got me through a lot, and I'm doing that right now. So temperance is our next card. I love this card, temperance. It's a survivor's card. Was there ever a point in your life where you just didn't think you were going to make it? Where, whether physically, emotionally, or mentally, you're like, I can't do this shit anymore. No. You spoke earlier about your marriage. Was there anything else that you've had to deal with that almost made you quit everything
Um,
for a minute?
I think when I was a teenager, I hit that point actually, and my my love of dancing, actually, I did jazz, tap, and ballet, and that was
Ooh.
like the outlet that saved my life. I swear to God. And but I think past that, almost every significant point in my life, probably if it was most anybody else, they would have quit. I'm just too damn stubborn. And I'm gonna prove you wrong. Like, you want to break me? The hell you say. You know, you
Hmm.
want me to suffer? Oh, I'll probably suffer, but I'm still gonna survive, damn you. You know, I mean, that's I will
Right.
still be here. And it was interesting too, because I had I had a long relationship after my marriage too, and it was not a good choice. I learned a lot, but I had a dachshund, and the night before this person left, out of the blue, the dachshund bit him. And I always thought like the dog knew what, you know, because the dog was like, he and I, sparing you all the details, we literally saved each other. Like, I would protect him. By protecting him, he was protecting me.
Right.
Literally. saved each other. And I mean that in a literal sense. And I asked a friend of mine who's a psychic, who's a psychic medium, and I'm like, so, I'm just curious, like, did he sense something? Did he sense that he was going to be leaving or that he was going to do these things? She goes, no, he knew what he was planning to do to you. He was planning bad things for you, and you were not going to possibly be around anymore.
Animals
and the dog was like, the dog who was this big thought he was this big. The dog thought he was
right.
But he was, and he's like, that guy's damn lucky he was just a dachshund. Because he goes, he knew he was planning bad things for you, and he was getting his attention off of you. I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that. That's interesting. So, but no, I'm going to survive anyway, damn it.
Speaking of pets and them knowing intuitively when bad shit is happening, you guys, have you seen Mama D? I did a behind the cards with her. She's a pet psychic also, as well as a Lenormand reader, and she's got her channel up and running now. She's only got one video. She literally just told me last night it's up and running. So if you want to know when she goes live with pet readings, go over to Mama D Tarot and subscribe to her channel. And if you are not subscribed to Judie's channel, please do so. If you are not subscribed to the Wild Raven Tarot channel, please do so.
Yes, because I'm simulcasting. So if for those of you who are watching on my channel, if you're not familiar, if you've been living under a rock and you're not familiar with Bobby, please subscribe to his channel as well.
Thank you, Bridget. Bridget's throwing her links up. So,
thank you.
The next card we have is the Devil card. What was the hardest illusion that you ever had to break free of? The hardest thing you've ever had to break free of?
I think growing up being female and having a role to play, and that I wasn't supposed to do other roles because I was a female. Right? So, for example, being a woman homeowner, there are a lot of repairs. Thank God for YouTube. Just going to say that. There are a lot of repairs that need to be done. And people would say, and I have an extension ladder, and I have balanced precariously on stairs and, different things. And, I've done a lot of things. Anyway, people are always telling me, both hiking, camping, doing things on my home, it's like all the ways I'm going to die or why I shouldn't do things. And, you can't do that. You should have somebody else do that. I had to wrap my brain around. I started asking why.
Why?
Like, unless it involves brute strength, then I am plenty smart enough and capable enough to do things. And another huge aha for me was the first time I went solo camping. Because, of course, again, everybody tells me why I shouldn't do it, why I can't do it, why a woman shouldn't go alone, all the ways I'm going to die, right? And so the first time I went solo camping, I had a half a day of work. So, I worked in the morning, and then I got my car all packed up so I could just bail right after work. By the time I got up to the mountain, because I go camping in the mountains, by the time I got up to the mountain, and I got to my spot, it was actually dark. So I had to set up camp, and it was pitch black, and I was doing it by the headlights of my car. And I'm thinking on the way up there, okay, worst case scenario, I'll sleep in my car, big deal. Like, I always have plan A, B, C going on in my brain constantly. And
that's an Aries.
Like, I set everything up, and I went through my whole camp thing, and I had my little dachshund with me. He would go camping with me too. And I went through my weekend. By the end of the weekend, I realized I literally the only thing I wouldn't have done had I had previous partner there was set up the tent. That setting up the tent quite literally is the easiest part of all of it. Why do I need a guy? Like, I literally could do everything, and I have been doing everything for years. I've been doing everything. It was like the biggest aha moment of
surprise.
I've been doing it all anyway.
See, that
With
always
no
blew my
help.
mind. I was raised by a family full of strong, witchy women and psychics. It never
Congratulations.
occurred to me growing up to think of women as weaker or incapable, or I never understood that because these were the strongest people I'd ever met. All right.
Mhm.
It just blows my, and I'll tell you this for free, people. Even if I could, you're not going to see me give birth. Okay. I can't handle that kind of pain.
Mhm.
No. So, women,
Mhm.
God bless you, because you're
Yeah.
badasses. You really are. So, Roman, fuck you. I'll just can't tell you. Roman says, for anybody watching who doesn't see the chat, Judie who? Raven who? I thought this was the old Buzzard show.
I'm nobody. I'm no one. Do you remember that? What was it? Game of Thrones? I'm no one.
I'm no one. Oh,
I
who
am no,
taught you to do that? No one. I
no
love that.
one.
My cats are named Arya and Cersei. Not
Are
because of
they?
the show.
I love
I
it.
named my cat Cersei because my husband told me when we got the kitty, don't name her anything witchy. I said, okay, then you name her. And he said, all right, let's name her Cersei. And I went, okay, Cersei. Cersei, for anybody who doesn't know, was a disciple in some stories, daughter of Hecate. So she was related to Hyperion. It's
Yes.
a witchy freaking name. And I was like,
Yes.
okay,
Oh,
Cersei it
you
is.
picked it. I love that. That's great.
So let's take a look. We had the devil card. Now we've got the tower. More destruction. You just talked about your moment of insight. That would have been perfect for this card. Describe a moment your world came crashing down unexpectedly. Looking back, was that destruction necessary for your current foundation?
Only because ultimately it gave me freedom and that I didn't. I thought I had, and then realized I didn't. Once I actually had the freedom, I realized. Now I realize how free I am and what that meant. So it forced me to change mindsets and be even more independent, much to the
Chagrin.
horrifying thought of my parents.
Oh, I know what I wanted to say. My friend Karen, who used to work with my husband, she's about 4 foot nothing. Beautiful little doll of a girl, mid-20s. She travels around the world alone, and she goes hiking in other countries alone. I'm
Mhm.
never worried about her because she knows how to take care of herself. She knows she's smart. Um, she's one of the ones who is an inspiration to me. She's like, I'm not scared. I know what I'm doing. I was like, all right, girl. Yeah,
Mhm.
she inspires me. She really does. Um, who are you calling borracha? That means drunk. We're not drunk. I'm not drunk.
Not yet. Just wait.
I might have smoked a little before the show, but I know you're all going to be shocked to hear that. So, yeah. Did you answer that question? Yeah, you did. Okay. So now we've got the star. Looking back, who would you say was your guiding light? You mentioned your neighbor? Was there anybody else? Or was that the primary?
Interestingly enough, that name. So I would say it depends on the different points in time. My variety of lessons, my variety of tower moments. Too many to count in my life, honestly. There were different stars for different periods and moments in my life, honestly, and I think that's normal for all of us humans. And even that neighbor isn't around anymore. She when I got a divorce, she chose my husband's side. He is a covert narcissist. So he is one of those that everybody thought he was the nicest guy ever. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, I literally was keeping a notebook of things that he said because he would ask a question and then I'd start to answer it and he would look at me and go, "Why are you saying that?" And he goes, "I didn't say anything." And like I literally believed I was starting to go crazy.
Gaslighting.
And so I started, oh my God, yeah. And so I started keeping a notebook full of this stuff. And I would make him sign it that he said these things. And and he was dumb enough to sign it. And still, then that was the only way I could go back and literally keep track of what was said and what wasn't, because I believed I was going crazy. He really made me think that I was not there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he was great at getting people to, he could talk anybody into anything. So he knew that she and I were close and we were neighbors. So he went over there and spent several hours over there, and after that I haven't heard from her since.
He sounds like a twat waffle.
Yeah, he is. Mm-hmm.
And for anybody watching, I do have some products on my Wild Raven Tarot AZ store that say, quote the Raven, don't be a twat waffle. I've also got a sweatshirt that says, ho, don't do it. You're not equipped to handle all this. That Joey came up with that one.
Nice. But yeah, I think different points in time, there have been different stars that, that have been a part of the moment. So.
Right, Bridget, he needs to calm his tits. All right. So after the star, we have the moon. The moon can be scary at times. What is your greatest fear? And either real or imagined. Mine is zombies.
Oh, interesting. Mine is heights.
Heights. Oh, my husband too. He cannot go out on a balcony.
I have to have something to hold on to.
No, he can't.
If I'm holding on to something, I can do it. But I don't mind if, like I said, if there's something solid for me to grab onto. But I've even, done like live shoots for previous jobs I've had where I've been on a roof or things like that, and then I sit down and I'm like crawling down because I'm terrified. Heights freak me out, and I even, like I said, I go up to on my extension ladder and I'll go up really high and trim trees, or I'll get up like super high vaulted ceilings and I'll change light bulbs and smoke detector batteries or whatever, put up Christmas lights, things like that. But it's that's okay because I can grab a hold of it. But if I'm ever up there and can't grab a hold of something, then that freaks me out.
Did I ever tell you? I think I did. I didn't tell you, Judy. Christmas time at our old house one year, I didn't have a ladder, so I used the fences and I got up on the roof to hang the lights and threw them up and hung them up and everything. And then I realized I can't get down. So I'm sitting at the apex of the house, just dangling my feet for hours until my husband was going to come home. My neighbor luckily came home and saw me, and he saw me up there when he left. And when he came back, I was still there. He said, "Do you need help?" I was like, yeah. Yes. So
see, I'll go hiking into areas that have cliffs and things like that, but there's gonna be a distance between me and the edge of the cliff. I will not go to the edge of it. It absolutely terrifies me.
I've always wanted to go bungee jumping and skydiving.
See, now I love to go zip lining. and I love to go like whitewater rafting, all that kind of stuff. Bungee jumping
I've always
terrifies
wanted
me.
to. Water
Yeah.
scares me too. I couldn't go on a cruise. There's just too much water,
Oh,
not enough land.
I love
Um,
water. Water is my great healer, so I love water.
well, it
It
balances
balances
fire.
my fire.
Yeah. So Bridget posted my Redbubble shop. Also, here is my website that I'm posting the link to you guys. I do have a shop on there with products that are not on the
Oh,
Redbubble.
good.
Like my Bobby Bear. I've got a Bobby Bear with my logo on it.
You have a Bobby Bear?
I got a
Nice.
Bobby Bear.
Aw.
Skydiving I did the year I divorced. Oh, see, if I divorced, I'd chuck him out of the plane.
I want to
You
go
did it all
skydiving.
wrong, girlfriend.
I want to
You're
go
all bad.
skydiving. I think I'm too fat though. I have to lose more weight before I can go skydiving. They
Oh,
have a weight limit. Seriously.
do they really?
They do, yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
What
So I'm too
does
fat right
that
now.
mean? Big dudes can't go, like big
Yeah.
muscular, hunky?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. I've never seen a beefcake jump
Yeah.
out of.
Look at the people that go skydiving. They're always like skinny.
Now that you say it, oh my gosh, I never noticed that detail before. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I learned something.
But I can go ziplining, and I love that.
No, heights don't terrify me, but if I can stay away from them, I'm going to.
See, now when you go ziplining up by where I live, there's a point to where you can, there's a platform that you stand on that you kind of leap off of, right? And you can lean way back. And I have a picture of me doing that where I was kind of terrified the whole time because I'm terrified of heights. But because I was connected to the line, I was like, okay, I'm all right. And even my youngest was like, "Oh my God, how are you doing this and not freaking out?" And I'm like, "Oh, because I'm attached. As long as I'm attached to something, I'm okay."
Attached. So I think it was by the Queen Mary, where I used to live in California, that they had a bungee jumping thingy. I was all worked up to do it. I was gonna do it, and then I saw on YouTube that the bungee cord snapped on this one.
Oh my God!
No. What was I thinking? No. So our next card is the sun. What brings you joy, and how do you celebrate your successes? Because we should always celebrate our successes. Celebrate
Again,
with a Bobby Bear.
Humanity. Oh, there's the neighbor's dogs. Escaping humanity brings me joy. Camping, hiking, going to the beach, travel. I really want to go to Scotland and Ireland and visit my Celtic roots essentially, and I really want to do that. And I'm fully prepared to do it all by myself if I need to. I want to do that, but it's going to have to be after this administration doesn't threaten the lives of everybody.
I'm not leaving the country until they won't let my
I mean, I'd be happy if they didn't let me back in. As one look at my cell phone, they won't let me back in anyway. So
word. Well, I'm pretty sure that if you've said anything negative, AI can find it and.
Oh yeah.
Or
I have an abundance of it.
I don't really give a damn. So, how do I celebrate my successes? I get high. I like to be around friends like Joey and Dee. I wish Selena and Ramon and Roman and Maru. I wish you guys lived closer to me.
Where do you live? I know you live in Arizona, but where?
I live in bumfucked Egypt. If you go past Tucson another hour and a half, you'll hit me. I'm about 20 minutes from Tombstone, Arizona. And when you see it in the old movies, it doesn't look that much different than that. Right? So yeah. It's beautiful country out here.
I love Arizona.
You can see the Huachuca Mountains out my front door. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
I love Arizona. I go to the water. Water is my healer. So I go to the ocean. The mountains are my healer. What I've found is when I go to the mountains bring me joy. When I go to the ocean brings me peace. And then water in general is my healer. So whenever I go camping or hiking, I try to do it where there's going to be waterfalls or rivers or lakes.
Since you
So,
brought that up, one of my favorite forms of self-healing is in the shower. And don't get all kinky, you guys. One of my favorite ways to heal myself or balance myself is letting the water flow over me and then trying to raise fire within me. And
ooh,
it's an exercise. Try it sometime. Try,
interesting.
yeah, raise the fire while you're getting water. It's just a neat vibe. Um,
Mm. I'm always
so
trying to tamp down my fire anyway because it gets me in trouble. So I don't need to raise my fire.
that's true. Yeah. The thing about fire signs is you cannot hide us in a crowd, even if you try. It's just not going to
Mm-mm.
happen. We'll find a way to stand out. Leos, especially. Look
Mhm.
at the Leos we have in our crowd. Me, Gigi, Miss Tarot D.
Mhm.
Who else is a Leo? Um, I know there's another one, and it's slipping my mind. Somebody help me out here.
There's also a
Um,
lot of Geminis I've noticed, which is interesting.
I'm Leo and Gemini rising, so I'm not surprised at
Oh,
that at
that
all.
explains a lot.
I've said it before. The people who are drawn to my channel have a specific vibe to them. I'm telling you, they're
Mhm,
healers. They're
mhm.
messengers. Messengers are drawn to my channel because I work with Hermes, and that's why I bought this hat. By the way, one of the things Hermes is known for is his wide brimmed hat when he's here on Earth. So
Oh,
this is one of the reasons I got this hat. Judgment, 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 judgment. Uh,
guilty.
if you if you were called to account for your life today, what would you say was your true calling or purpose? Is it healer?
Mhm.
Um,
Healer.
okay.
Because even when I read, so while I'm doing readings, I mean, I know what the spread is saying for for a general spread, but I don't get the messages until I start. Like I pick up the card and I start talking about it, and then I'll get information that'll start coming in.
Yeah.
And I find that everything generally has a healing vibe to it with me when I'm connecting with somebody. So, like when I do a private reading, I'm tapping into your energy first, and I'm feeling where the blocks are. And I can tell I have a lot of lag on the video, and it's really annoying. But sorry about that.
That's
But anyway, I tap into your energy, and then I do a crystal grid, which gives me a path on your energy as well. And then I'll do the full Celtic spread, and I have my dowsing rods, which you can ask your yes no questions. And then I do a clearing to try to at least get a flow. And that's separate from like a whole healing session. But I just try to just get a flow and remove some of the blocks and twigs and rocks and things that are blocking your stream basically. But everything has, when I have the best information, it's always because it has a healing element to it, or something that's going to help you move forward in life, or something that's going to help heal the collective somehow. Or again, I have a strong justice vibe. So if there's been an injustice, that's part of that, like the healing element of bringing justice back or bringing balance back into the thing.
I'm
So
bringing justice back.
bringing
All right.
justice back. Yeah. Healer.
So
Sorry.
uh there are times when I want to be just a tarot reader, and there are other times when I'm like, shit, I'm gonna go oracle right now, aren't I? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not always comfortable doing that on air because I have to give up control of what I'm saying a little bit. And
Mm-hmm.
doing that and still trying to make human words is not always easy. Me run tree, go thing top, because that's how it used to sound when I first started.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I work as a Heyoka empath. I heal by laughter. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so where you're working with fire, I'm healing with laughter. That is my thing. That is my shtick, one might say. Um, Everybody has a way to express their energy and to manifest it into divination, healing, magic, manifestation, whatever. And we all do it differently. Remember that. So we are down to our last card, which is the world card. The world, it's a great big world out there. Where would you most like to visit and why? But you've already answered that. You said Ireland. Here's a question. Have you always been a redhead?
Yes.
Okay. I was a hairstylist for 14 years, and I've been looking at your hair going, I love that color. So I was trying to think of what it would be.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful natural redhead.
It's funny because on my original birth certificate from the birth mother, they listed brown hair, but it was probably just because it was wet. Is what I'm thinking. But yeah, I've always been a redhead.
So you were talking about Ireland. Do you work with the Fae at all?
Not really. No. I don't think so. Although I'm not entirely sure that they haven't tried to work with me while I'm out camping and stuff, but I feel like I feel very connected to the earth when I'm out in the forest, very, I will literally connect in with certain trees will call me and, or certain flowers will call me or animals or things like that. But, not directly that I've worked with other elementals or, or fae or any of that. My neighbor used to, but I don't have really any experience in that. I just, I use nature as my great healer.
That's the way it should be. You're very attuned to the natural world, and I love that. Sometimes it's like, it can be painful trying to teach somebody how to connect with the natural world. So if you're doing it automatically, you guys, props. There are people out there who have to work at what you're doing automatically. So kudos. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Judie, do you remember the name of the first deck you bought and the one you used for your comeback? And anybody else that has questions, please post them in capitals. Okay.
I think, hold on. I don't have decks and all that because I never understood why. Like I see, and I also, I prefer tarot over oracle also. I've started working with oracle since doing YouTube, but you'll find that when I do readings, I'll pull an oracle card, but I'll follow it up with tarot because to me that there's, unless the oracle card happens to answer it all, to me, it ends up being a part of the story, but tarot ends up telling kind of the full story. So, but I did, no, I first bought, and I didn't know what I was doing. I'm just like, oh, this looks like something I should get. That was a chakra deck, and I still look at it and don't really understand it. So I don't know what it is. And then same with this, I'm like, oh, I like crystals. I'll get that one. And it just talks about crystals, but it still does nothing for me. And so then I got the wisdom for healing. Now this is fun. I like this more nowadays than when I first started. But again, it's oracle cards.
Right.
But where are they? Hold on.
Dina Rosenberg just came out with the new Crystal Tarot. It's really cool. I did a review on it. You guys, you should check it out.
I can't. I don't know where it went. I might have taken it somewhere. There was a Native American deck because I feel strongly connected to Native American culture, etc. And so there was a Native American deck that I would pull cards from. but I didn't know how to do initially. Like I didn't know how to do spreads or anything. I would just pull cards. Even though they had a specific native spread, I still haven't really learned that spread. But then
is it the white Native American deck?
No,
Okay.
it's where'd it go? My collection of God, I don't know what I do with it. I have like 12 decks on my desk here where I don't. But the one that I got when and I still is my favorite deck to this day is the Gilded Tarot Royale. This one.
Gigi and Dan are here. What's that, peeps? Which one is it?
Gilded Tarot Royale. Still my favorite deck.
Oh, that's a Ciro Marchetti
And I use it
deck.
almost every time. I love this deck.
I love Ciro Marchetti decks. He adds the Kabbalistic interpretations in there, also the astrology and the element.
Yeah.
He denied coming on the channel, but he gave me the nicest 3-page refusal I've ever gotten. Well, I invited him on the show and I sent him one of the episodes, and his response was he doesn't do tarot shows like that because he doesn't read tarot cards.
Really? He sure captures it magically in his artwork.
Right? And
I mean, you cannot have a better... I mean, honestly, there's like, this is the best deck out there to me because it absolutely captures the meaning and essence of the card. And I walked into a witchy shop where they had shelves and shelves and shelves of tarot cards and oracle cards. And I was like, I think I want that one. And you couldn't even open it up to see what it was. And then I opened it up. I'm like, okay. And I just started looking through it, and I taught myself tarot. And
yeah,
that's
there are some decks I see and it's just instant. And those are the ones I keep for working decks. The rest of these are just because they're pretty and I like them. But a lot of times I just pass them on to students or people who read tarot or whatever. But like certain decks, like this one right here, that Selena got me. I love this deck. It's a skeleton tarot. It's got my vibe all over it. The Santa Muerte,
I love it.
Darkwood Tarot, everything right here.
I like Crow Tarot too.
The Crow Tarot is right behind me.
Yeah.
Winged Messengers. That's it. Yeah. Somebody had posted this, and I don't want to ignore you. Cody 6518, respectfully, can I ask what you're picking up energy-wise with me joining in right now? We're not really doing energy readings today or tarot readings. We're just getting to know the lovely Judie right now. This is where we can ask her questions. Because I'm your husband. That's right, Selena. You are. Selena is my husband in another life, and Ramon was our nephew.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. We need to get her back on the show, Selena. We really need to talk to that woman. She was awesome.
I would love to do a show with Selena, but also like with the three of us would be fun. I would love to do that if you guys are game.
All right. Consider it done. I'm sure Selena will be, and I can't speak for her, but I'm sure she'll let me know right now. Hot Toddy Dominatrix. Yeah, that's Selena. So what would you recommend beginning to start with for Reiki from Bridget?
What do you mean?
I'm not sure. I think she means what is the best starting point for Reiki. And for me, when I'm teaching Reiki or the chakras, that is what you need to start off with. You need to understand what chakras go where, and what that energy works with, what it encompasses. Like, is it your root chakra for security, your sacral for desires, your solar plexus for the center of your being, your sun, your heart chakra, your throat chakra, your third eye, or your crown, and then you've got the soul star, the earth star, and a lot of chakras around us that you guys really aren't aware of.
There are hundreds, apparently.
Yeah, a lot of chakras.
Yeah.
Um, she said for
I would
beginners,
say,
yes.
oh, so I'm old and I'm old school. I prefer to teach in person. I know it can be done not in person, but I prefer the in-person method because I like to work with people on literally teaching them what energy feels like. And
Yeah,
I used to teach a class where I'd have somebody lying on the table and I would be able to, I would teach people how to even scan and feel if there's a block, right? Like you can scan your hand over somebody and feel the resistance
there's
and learn.
chakras in your hands, you guys. So a lot of
Yes.
the time when we're running our hands over something, you're accessing those chakras right there. Learn it.
Mhm.
The more you know.
The more
Uh,
you know.
I didn't mean to
But
cut
that
you off.
was like the first thing, and I would teach people, and I did do an online class where I taught people, and actually this is what I would do with a lot of my clients before I started healing them. I started teaching them how to manage their energy, but first I even taught them that they were capable of it, and I would teach them how to do energy balls and setting their and putting their intentions out and what that felt like to even make an energy ball, and then
I remember
also
doing that with
learning,
my nephew. Yeah.
yeah, and learning like how to create an energy in your center and what that means and how to expand it and then how to feel it in other people. So to me it's much more I can explain it to you over video, but it's much more impactful in person, so I
Yeah.
prefer to do it in person. But that's usually where I start people on just what it feels like and that you're capable of it and the whole concept, and then let's learn about the rest of it. So that's kind of where I start with people.
Gigi says we have chakras all over our bodies. I can
Hmm.
send you something on an exercise to open the ones in your hands. So if you guys want to know about that, hit Gigi up. Um,
I will also say if you're going along in life and all of a sudden your hands start to tingle, you're probably a healer. You're not having a heart attack, or you may not be having a heart attack. You're probably a healer. like
so my aunt used to have me practice on her. Looking back now, I realize she just wanted a foot rub, but you know, that's what she would do. She would have me
nice.
work on her energy through her feet, and it didn't click on it until I was older. I was like, "Son of a bitch!" You know. So yeah,
Yeah.
there was that. Anybody else have questions? So learning chakra is what's necessary for Reiki. Yes, Hinda.
No, see, I don't think it's necessary.
Ooh,
It's I don't believe that it's necessary at all, because I was healing before I knew what a chakra was. So I would say it's helpful.
See, let
And
me shift right there. Energy work, I wouldn't think you would need to. I would suggest it, but it's not necessary. For Reiki itself, Reiki is an organized
mhm,
thing like urology or cardiology. It has its
mhm,
specific set rules, and part of that is symbols for the chakras. So if you're learning
mhm,
Reiki, then yeah. But if you're learning
mhm.
energy work, most likely people not so much. We do that shit naturally. Um,
Yeah, I would say,
wow,
but as far
magic.
as beginner steps go, get a Reiki master and start taking classes. That's, find whoever you resonate with and
I know.
start taking classes. And I would recommend, again, not necessarily a requirement, but I would recommend doing them in person. I think it's much more impactful, and you'll get more out of it. That's just my opinion. Take it for what you will.
And shop around people. Um,
Mhm.
think of it
Again,
this way.
somebody you resonate with.
You're sharing your energy with somebody, and if they're a good teacher, they're gonna make sure your energies are compatible. Because there's just some people we can't work with. Let's face it. Um, there are people I'm around,
Yeah,
and their energy just makes me ick. I can't
yeah.
stand that. So I want to
Apparently, my
thank everybody for joining us. We've been on for 2 hours. I think.
Oh my gosh, we have. Wow.
Yeah, it just seemed like it went by really
Well,
quick.
thank you.
You are phenomenal to talk with. So we are.
I just don't shut up, but thank you.
I love it. Some people, I'll be honest, some people I have to really work to draw things out of them to get them to answer. They're nervous or this or that. And didn't have that problem with you. You're a grown up who is confident.
No, I could talk.
Not that everybody else isn't, but.
Amanda Celeste has a question. She wants to know if I actually went back to Reiki 1. Yes, I did. I started from the beginning with my Reiki master. And that's why at the very end, she's like, and now we've caught up to where you are. But yeah, I had to learn the basics in the beginning and go through and be attuned to each symbol. And each Reiki level has a different function, right? So
yeah.
Reiki 1, you're more learning how to get energy within yourself. Reiki 2, it's when it's on others. Reiki 3 is if you're going to be teaching it or attuning others. Not everybody.
I never went past Reiki 1 with my teachers. I got the basics and went in the witchcraft route. I didn't follow in the Reiki healing route.
Yeah, and that's okay. So no, yeah, I would recommend starting at the beginning and going from there.
Thank you, Bridget, for posting Judie's link. And if you are watching on Judie's channel, please subscribe to my channel, Wild Raven Tarot.
Yes,
I'm trying to hit 1,000 within the next couple months. So by Christmas,
I'm trying to hit I'm just shy of 1,500 right now, so I'm trying to hit that milestone. But my channel's birthday, our first channel birthday, so make note of this because I'm going to send out an email soon, Bobby. Is April 11th, I think. It's a Saturday. And I was thinking about doing a birthday party show. Yeah, April 11th. A birthday party show where I invite everybody I've collabed with over the year and we all like get together on a show. Kind of like what I did on for New Year's. I did a big old party. So I think it'd be fun to do that. So we'd love to have you if you want to join.
I would love.
I'll have to run it by Sherry because she does her slumber party. So I'll have to make sure that because I want her to be on there too. That she wants to forego it for a night or something. Well, stay tuned. We'll figure it out.
We'll see. Pulling back from YouTube is hard sometimes when you get so into doing certain things. And this past couple of weeks has been me trying to pull myself away from the screen and remember I have a house and a husband who I have neglected over the past year. You guys, I really have. Yeah, Bridget, party! This
work-life balance.
A lot of fun. Again, I say please join up for Judie's channel and please join up for my channel. I will let you guys know. Did Selena ever answer about, is she doing Thursday night?
I think she said she's sick or something. And it depends on how she's feeling. Oh,
that's right. She is sick. Oh, she sent me some pictures. Ooh. No, I'm kidding. She's always beautiful. All right. So no 420 tarot this week. No Behind the Moon. You guys are just
vacation
asked out this week. Sorry. So Judie's got a lot of stuff going on. What do you got coming up?
Oh, that is a great question. Well, wait, what is today? Today's Tuesday. So Thursday. So generally it's Tuesdays and Thursdays I do my collabs because I work a full-time job and those are my days off. And then Sunday nights after work, I do a general live, and Monday nights after work, I do a members only. We call it a fireside chat. So I'm done with Tuesday. You're my last thing on Tuesday. This Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, Nath from the Third Wish and I are doing a collab on my channel. So that'll be fun. And then 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm inviting psychic medium Renee. She does not have a channel. She's my personal friend. She's actually the one that told me about my dog biting my ex because he had bad things planned. So, and then we have Golden Girls Coffee Clutch at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and that is going to be on Sherry's channel this week. So that's what we have going on Thursday.
Look at you. And for me, you guys, taking an easy week, handling my shit here. My house is a mess, you guys. It really is. When I say I've neglected my home of the past year, my front yard, my backyard, they're overgrown. It's really bad. I need to spend some time getting my house in order, as they say, literally. So
Resemble that.
let me take the comments off stage. There we go. And once again, thank you everybody for joining us. We realize you could have been anywhere tonight and you chose to be here with us. So we'll see you.
And thank you, Bobby.
Judie, you stick around backstage and we'll talk, okay?
I will.
I'll see you guys next week. Oh, Monday, I believe Miss Aida. That's it. I almost said Ada. Miss Aida is going to be back, and we're doing a behind the cards on her. She was here promoting her book for hoodoo that she came out with recently, and we're going to now hear her story and how she's a vet from the Air Force. She's psychic. She's a hoodoo practitioner. You guys, check it out, okay? Love you, love y'all, but we've got to go. Bye.
All right.